In India, there is no scope for aircraft related electronics.
So, do you guys make atom bombs?
Basically, what we do is fundamental research and very basics core physics research.
Do you think Boeing does that? Like the amount of Airbus is putting into safety?
I think that is technologically advanced 20 years ahead.
Nobody starts as head of technology in the beginning of their career.
It's all about focus. Like what exactly you want. Do you want, will you wait for so many years? Will you struggle? Or do you want to struggle for these many years or not?
లేడీస్ అండ్ జెంటిల్మెన్ వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద ఏటీసీ పాడ్కాస్ట్. ఐ యామ్ అజయ్. సో మీ టీజర్ అందరూ చూసారు కదా. ఈ పాడ్కాస్ట్ కంప్లీట్గా ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే ఉండబోతుంది. ఎందుకు అని అంటే మేము ఏదైతే ఈరోజు ఈ పాడ్కాస్ట్లో డ్రోన్స్ గురించి చెప్పబోతున్నామో అది కంప్లీట్గా మన నేషన్ మొత్తం తెలియపరచాలని చెప్పేసి ఈ యొక్క పాడ్కాస్ట్ని ఇంగ్లీష్లో షూట్ చేసాం. అండ్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ యువర్ హోస్ట్ ఫర్ ది షో. ఇన్స్టెడ్ మై ఫ్రెండ్ జాన్ విల్ బీ టేకింగ్ అవుట్ దిస్ పాడ్కాస్ట్. వీఆర్ వెరీ హానర్డ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఎ డిస్టింగ్విష్డ్ గెస్ట్ with Mr. Rajput, an expert in drone forensic, aviation and electronics. Mr. Rajput is the co-founder of Redwing Laboratories and currently serves as a scientific officer at Tifr. So in this episode, Mr. Rajput and John will be talking in-depth insight into the drone forensic and its application, including the deployment of drones in the warfares and significantly what's the work was going on carried out at Tifr. This podcast is particularly valuable for aspiring engineers, and it will be immensely useful to the young professionals entering into the tech fields and electronic fields. So we encourage you to watch this video completely. After watching the video, please comment, and to deliver the exceptional content from our side, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, hi. I'm John. I'm covering for Ajay today. This is Gaurav Rajput. And we are from obviously the ATC podcast as you clicked on this video. So first of all, Gaurav, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, how are you?
Great, perfect.
Yeah. So I don't know how about you guys, those who are watching. How many of you graduated in 2018 as engineers? Because I did, Ajay did, the founder of this podcast did. We all graduated in 2018, but guess what our first job is? Mine is in an IT company. It's called Infosys, and Ajay also worked in some sort of an IT environment years from then, and then he went into Byju's, I guess. Anyways, but the man sitting right here is the head of technology of a company called Redwing Aerospace Laboratories, and apparently he co-founded that. I didn't know it until I came to speak to him today. So, Gaurav, tell us something about your schooling. What led you to this extraordinary start in the, like, nobody starts as head of technology in the beginning of their career.
Correct.
So tell us about your schooling and just, yeah.
So, as you said, head of technology. So if you start a company, you can rename your designation as it is. But so basically, I always had an interest in electronics. I started basically, I was in school when I was in Lucknow. I studied in Central Academy in Lucknow. I always had an interest in electronics, so I found basically a professor there. He was a college professor in electronics department. So I visited him and asked him to teach me something. And he started, that was the point when he started giving me some work, project works at that time, like when I was in 7th class. Yes, so I started working on circuits, wireless circuits, designing PCBs and all this. So I sparked basically a interest in electronics and building electronic stuff.
And
so
7th class.
Yes, 7th class. So along with one of my friend, we basically started working on all this, and we worked for 3 years till 10th, until I started preparing for IIT because I wanted to go for engineering.
Yeah.
At that time, I went to Delhi for my 12th class, and there again I found very big. Basically, that time it was very difficult to get electronic components and books.
Yeah.
So if you go to a library or anywhere, you will get a theoretical book. You won't get a practical book.
That's true.
Yes. So you won't get something if you want to make let's say wireless transmitter, how you will make it. So you will get a theoretical way.
Yeah.
But you won't get something DIY kits how to assemble those kits and all these things. And that particular thing is very important, because if you learn all these things, then you can reverse master the theoretical thing also.
Yeah.
And that point, when I went to Delhi, I found a whole market in Delhi of electronics, and that was the time when I went started working on microcontrollers, basically advanced my skills
When
there.
you are 17 and 18.
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And after that, when I went to college in 2014, in Manipal Institute of Technology, Manipal.
Yeah.
There, when I reached, I started basically when college they started giving the project work, and that was the time I knew everything beforehand.
Wow.
Until fourth year. So and at that time I started advancing my basically skills
Yeah.
along. And how I did it, basically what happened, every student in that college knew I was aware of all these things. I can build things, I can design things, and their project, I was the one who was doing it.
That's so
And
nice.
that made me and basically I practiced on all these projects, and that made me more skilled on building these things and giving me more ideas, because their ideas build. And when I was building, I get more ideas on basically overbuild the project or add additional features to the project. So that's how. And in third year, with some of my seniors, we started a company called Redwing Labs.
Yeah.
And yes, and currently that company is
Doing great.
operating in Arunachal, established in Bangalore, and they have a very huge funding as well.
That's good to know. So the next question is, what contribution did your college give to your career? Because right now you told me like your schooling did a lot.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
like you did a lot to yourself. Yeah.
So basically, what happens in engineering college, when you join an engineering college, they'll give you a similar teaching, similar course book, everything is similar. But some of the college, as I know, like IITs are there. Mostly IIT Bombay is there. IIT Kanpur is there. Manipal have a very good exposure to the technical things. So they have technical clubs.
Yeah.
Technical clubs is additional projects that student teams manages. And
Yeah.
something like in IIT Bombay, there is F1 car building
Is there?
yes project. So this is managed by a group of team.
Yeah.
So when this group of team, let's say when they reaches to fourth year, they recruit new juniors and they train them, and then they take over the team.
Yeah.
So this is how it. So it's a small startup kind of environment where you build things. You go to a competition.
In the college itself.
Yes, college itself. So I joined one of the club in called Aero MIT.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, my interest was in electronics, but I was getting a scholarship in aeronautical. If I take aeronautical, I'll get the scholarship. If I not, then I have to.
That's why you went to aeronautical engineering.
correct.
Or else you would have gone to electronics?
Electronics.
Okay.
And from now, aeronautical was not my interest. So I've started founding something that involves electronics and drones or aircraft. So in India, there is no scope for aircraft related electronics or related stuff.
Yeah.
But drones was there. That time 2014-15, drones was exploding too much. Like
I remember
the
that.
market was exploding.
Yeah.
And DJI also came at that time itself.
Yeah.
And so I joined Aero MIT. So there is a rigorous process of going into this. And
So does one second, does Aero MIT have to do anything with MIT?
no.
No. Okay.
So Manipal Institute of Technology,
Oh, I'm sorry.
aeronautical group,
was
combining
actually
together. Yes.
I was actually thinking Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
So
Because there are a few projects sponsored by Stanford and Harvard.
correct. So
yeah.
what happens in these groups? Now what we used to do is to find the sponsorship to build this project. So the main motive of this club was to go to a competition
Yeah.
held in USA every year
Yeah.
called SAE Aero Design,
SAE is organized by
organized Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed Martin.
Yes.
You went to an event organized by Lockheed
Yes,
Martin.
yes, yes.
Wow.
So the problem, I'll tell you. So as a junior, we started building the product as per the problem statement provided by them.
Yeah.
And at that time, what happened? My visa got rejected
Oh.
due to some financial reasons. They rejected US visa, but other 11 members accepted.
Oh no.
So there were total 12 members. I was the one they rejected. At that time, I thought I have nothing to go and present myself. So I started searching for Indian competition. And at that time, I found a competition from Tata Sons.
Okay.
It's supposed to have supposed to organized by Tata Sons. It was held in 2016 in IT Bombay.
Okay.
And luckily, I won there.
Yeah.
And the
I've
prize
seen that.
money was 3 lakh rupees.
Wow.
And even in Aero design, the prize money was 50,000 rupees.
Oh no. That's very less. Okay.
And their registration fees is 50,000 rupees, and
Okay.
prize money is also 50,000. But
Yeah.
it's about because it's about the exposure,
Yeah.
like how much you can do and how you
Yeah.
can.
But you did
explore
go to
things.
Lockheed Martin after, right?
I didn't go,
You
so I
didn't.
never went. But I built that project.
Yeah.
I was the electronic head there.
That's good.
So I did all the electronics things. We won many prizes, but I got the trophy and medal.
you give me some hope. Even my US visa was rejected 3
Yes,
times.
And that was the time that I explored something within the country.
Yeah.
And Tata Sons provided me a very good opportunity. Even after winning this competition, they gave
That's
me an
nice.
internship, paid internship. Very nice. At that
Paid
time,
internship where?
Bangalore,
Bangalore. And which company? Sorry.
Tata Sons.
Tata Sons.
Yes.
Okay. Do they deal with research in drones or research in aeronautics?
Yes, so basically, they already had a project. So basically, what they did, they had a project
Yeah.
to solve some project problem. They introduced a competition
Yeah.
so that they can get the solution from the student. And whoever given
That's a good way.
they gave them the money. So that's a risky business. Like
Yeah.
if you are organizing, there might be, see in competition, the thing is you have to give a price. Even if there is no solution, even if the solution is very bad, or even if the solution is similar to whatever you thought, but
Okay.
at the end of the day, you have to give the price. You have to close the competition.
Wow. Okay.
So there is one website called Tata Innovators.
Tata Innovators. Okay.
So they have a list of problem statements given by Tata Industries, different companies like Tata
Yeah.
Motors and other companies. The thing is, there is a prize money. You solve this problem, you give them the product, you win that amount, as well as they'll give you an opportunity to expand that product and sell it to them itself.
Sell it to them.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, it's like solve the problem, get the prize money, then we'll fund you to build the product as a basically industry ready product.
That's called double bubble. In other words.
Yes. So and that was the time like I explored a lot of things, made a lot of connections. So the connections are very important.
Yeah.
So whenever you visit someone or someone, you just take, even if you think this is useless, he is useless, he's not interest of me, or he was not taking interest on me.
Mm.
Just leave all these things. Just take the contact, and contact him. Just
Yeah.
ping him.
Yeah.
Even if he don't respond to you, you just keep
Pinging him.
ping
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. You're indirectly what you're saying is choose your friends wisely or
Yes,
choose your
yes.
contacts wisely.
Yes.
That's nice. So it's a lot more technical than just college.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
That's
So
the answer.
it's all about exploring the areas. It's all about how many. So some of my friends are there.
Yeah.
We begin with the same project, but the thing is, you change your priorities at the end of the project, college.
Yeah.
That was the point where
That's true.
what is your priority? You want to go for higher studies. You want to go for basically a job, and what type of job?
Yeah.
I sat in interviews in TCS, college placement and Byju's,
Yeah.
but they rejected me, saying that you
Whoa.
are not
They
fit.
rejected you.
Yes, yes. They said, "Have you seen your CV?" I say, "Yeah." Don't come here.
Sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. Like today, I think
Yeah.
it's very very good. Like they rejected me.
That's
So
like
that actually triggered me to explore other things, and
yeah.
that was the time when you decide what to do. Either you work independently and or you go with the companies or the
IT companies.
Yes, yes.
I mean, IT companies are the only ones that are saving a lot of
Correct.
guys like us right now.
No, it's like see, even if you go to these IT companies, you can and make your something as a hobby. Like even if see, so some of my friends were doing acting classes
Yeah.
as a parallel drama clubs. So there in Manipal, there is. Technical clubs as well as social clubs in the sense these
Yeah.
where you can learn drama, you
Yeah.
can do drama, you can learn acting. So there were some of my friends who were working participating on these events, and currently they after graduation they went to Mumbai, did some classes, and some of them are currently coming into some movies and
Yeah.
serial as the lead actors.
That's so nice. Mhm.
So it's
That's so
all
nice.
about focus, like what exactly you want. Do you want? Will you wait for so many years? Will you struggle? Will you? Do you want to struggle for these many years or not?
Yeah, I get it. So speaking of hobbies, do you have any hobbies?
So electronics. I
That's your main. That's your
yes,
main.
yes.
That's your day job.
So that's my hobby. That is my interest, and that's it. Like other things.
Like you're only for electronics.
Yes. So if you want to read, if you like reading book, read electronics book.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
So, for example, I started reading this forensic evidence recently.
Mm.
So it's based on for digital forensics evidence, what is acceptable in the court and what is necessary to be extracted from some. So basically, that will be useful for my projects or anything that I'm doing, as well as reading as a hobby.
Okay, but yes, you're talking about evidence when it's gathered from the drone, right?
Correct.
It's normally video evidence. Why couldn't the court
No,
accept
no,
it?
no.
No, not video evidence.
So basically, let's say if you're flying, if you're surveillance, if you're trying to drop a bomb somewhere,
Me, yeah,
or let's say if you're trying to drop a illegal drugs, let's say,
yeah,
or anything that is illegal,
yeah.
you want to drop something.
Drugs is good.
Okay, so so why would you on the camera or why would you try to save any video feed?
But how would
You
the
would-
person know where?
So there is features in each and every drone where you can remove the video feed storage on board.
Wow.
You can get the live feed on the ground, but you stop it on board storage. So if drone falls, you will get nothing on the board of the drone. So
Wow.
there is one log file is there. Is basically when you operate some device, there is a log file
There is
that
a lot of
generates.
yes, yeah.
That log file is there in the drone. In some of the drones, they usually get deleted. Like in open source, you can control whether it should log or not. But in off-the-shelf drones, you have to log it because that's a standard way of basically a standard practice of any company. You have to log it because that is used for the warranty and other purposes.
Yeah.
So that data you have to extract. Now, let's say if that data is encrypted.
Okay.
Sorry. So let's say if that data is encrypted, then what will you do? So that is the point where I come and do the decryption,
Wow.
extract the data, plot that data on the map, and plot the events in the sense at what point
Yeah.
that drone did what things.
Yeah.
Like
Does this drone have GPS? Like
yes.
Okay.
GPS is there. Even if GPS is not there, like let's say if you block the GPS, an anti-drone system, you block the GPS. In that case, also there are some drones you can fly it using visual navigations.
Visual navigation means video, right?
Yes. So
Yeah, but
basic,
video is not on the drone, but where is
no,
it?
video basically what visual navigation is, it will just process the data. It won't process the video. Like
It won't store the video.
it won't store the body. It's
Okay.
just using it for the processing and navigation. That's
And
it.
then it just goes and falls there and they get their drugs.
Yes, so you
Okay.
can either you can fly with that visual, like on screen you are seeing of live video feed. You point that point, like in DJI there is one feature called point and fly,
Yeah,
where
and it follows you.
no, it's that is follow
follow,
the
okay.
follow feature, and
Yeah.
another is point fly. In a point and fly, what happens is you on screen on your more real feed, you just point a building or an object,
Yeah.
and it will go at that point. So if I
In 3D space?
yes, in 3D space.
Wow.
So there are more advanced softwares that DJI is offering. You can even the drone changes its path depending on the weather condition, depending on the obstructions automatically. You don't have to point out ki there is some obstruction
But
ahead
how
of
would
you.
it come back?
So all the data is storing all the time.
No. Like if I'm the drone operator, okay, I'm selling drugs. Let's say this drugs.
Yeah,
is-
yeah.
Like I'm selling
Some illegal.
chocolates, brownies. Okay, so brownies go across the border,
Yeah.
and how will that drone come back?
Yeah, so basically you have all the data on your mobile phone. You get a map, you get a path, you get a
Okay.
position on a map, you as well as you get a live video feed. Even if there is, let's say everything is not working, there is a fail-safe mechanism where you trigger go home, it will come back to your position automatically.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good
Yeah,
technology.
so whatever feature you can think of, it's there.
So after you've worked at Redwing, you went on to work with the government of India, right?
Yes, so after graduating due to some health conditions, I had to come to Hyderabad,
Yeah.
and I stayed here working as a junior research fellow in TIFR.
Yeah. So
And I kept on applying for a job in TIFR, but I got rejected 2 times,
yeah.
2 times, 3 times. Like, I have given interviews 4 to 5 times,
Wow.
but so yeah. At that time, the same thing happened. Some intelligence guy called me saying that to extract the data from the, can you do it? Because we tried it, but it's not happening.
From the drone.
Yes, from the drone. So I went there and extracted the data and presented. So they tried for 3 days continuously, but when I went, I did it in 5 minutes because I knew what to do exactly.
Yeah.
Because Sima, as you said, you have heard the drone forensic term first time.
Yeah, that's true.
So exactly the same issue with the every government department or every basically any police department or any department which is working in software, IT or anything. Drone forensics is very new and no one knows what, because there is no standards. Standards in terms of let's say I'll say mobile forensic. Mobile forensic, you have 2 or 3 types of operating system.
That's true.
One is BlackBerry, that is
It's
obsolete,
gone.
almost
Yeah.
obsolete.
iOS
Android is
and
then
Android.
iOS. So there is standards.
Yeah.
There is some standardized procedures to do
Mechanism.
that. Yes. But in drone, there is nothing. You can build it, you can program it. Anyone can build it, anyone can program it
If
differently.
the software is too light, there's no OS.
Yes, so and there is most advanced software is available free of cost, open source. You can change the code, you can modify the user interface. Even hardware is available off the shelf. You can buy it directly with few thousand rupees.
Wow. So what did your time at TFR teach you?
So TIFR basically gave me basically when I joined TIFR, it was all new. As a JRF, I was a student for 1 year there.
Yeah.
And as a student, I worked as a on a project called aerodynamic lens,
Okay.
because they knew I was in aero field. But
Yeah. Does it have to do with light and stuff?
yes.
Okay.
So basically, aerodynamic lens is basically is a have you seen some jet or
Yeah, sure, why
any
not?
jet that not aircraft, but
Fighter jet.
some nozzle of water coming out of a nozzle. You've seen it's diverge.
Afterburners?
Yes, that you can see. Anything with the nozzle and some flame, water, air or powder, anything solid material coming out of it, you will see there is a diversion.
Divergence,
Yeah,
yes.
so the output is conical.
That's true.
Now the problem is different. They have a different pressure points. So let's say if you take an example of solid particle deposition on the surface.
Yeah.
So the issue with this is there is to maintain the uniformity. The deposition should be uniform. And if it's conical, then the center part will be very dense, and the nearby part will be lighter.
Less dense. Okay.
Yes. So aerodynamic lens is basically a device where you put, let's say, solid particle. The output will be a laminar collinear flow.
Laminar flow is like tap flow.
No, laminar flow is like flow that is not turbulent in the sense there is no.
Understand, like when you switch on tap and then you put a stick maybe and then
Correct. So it won't diverge.
yeah,
It will be a straight line.
that's different. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it will be a straight line. Laminar is something like that only. Like there is no disturbance in the flow. It's a very smooth, clear flow. So what aerodynamic lens does is this only.
Okay.
It produces. So I worked, characterized it. Characterized is with laser imaging, doing imaging. So
Okay.
it's all is in micron level.
Micron level.
Yes.
Okay, now this stuff is too big for me.
So yeah. So
But
basically,
this has nothing to do with light because it said lens.
yes. So no, nothing
No,
to lens.
nothing to do with light.
No.
Okay, I was
Lens. So if you think lens, what lens does is, let's say if you put a lens, there is
fire.
yes.
Yeah.
So it focuses at the
Yeah, it
point.
converges.
It converges. If
Yeah.
you put another lens with the convex lens, it will make a collinear. So if it's a diverging
Okay.
or a converging, you put another two lens mechanism,
Side by side and
and if you see afterwards, it's a collinear light. It's a straight light. It's not diverging. It's a beam focused beam.
wow.
So that's what happens in lasers. So initially it's a diverging light,
Yeah.
but you put two lenses to make it collinear.
Wow.
So from that, this term come.
Yeah.
If you have a jet of a diverging jet, then using this aerodynamic lens, you can make it a collinear and make it a straight line.
Wow. So the advantages are
Advantages is basically particle deposition. This can be used for spectroscopy. Spectroscopy is basically calculating the particles in the air.
particles in the air.
Basically calculating what is the content of nitrogen, what is the content of carbon
Parts per
monoxide.
million.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, what is the concentration of these gases into this? So this is done through number of atoms present in this much of volume.
Yeah,
So all these things are there.
Yeah.
That is very
This is like
complex.
yeah, super zoomed in level.
Yes,
like
correct.
200, 300x. I don't know.
So first time when I came to TFR, I was like, what? They're saying they are saying one electron went and it strike at this position. One electron, how they calculated all
Exactly,
this?
one
It was like till now also I am like. So currently my work in TFR is mostly working on lasers. If it's not performing.
I remember
well.
this experiment. It's like the gold foil experiment, the Rutherford gold foil experiment.
Correct.
Electron gun,
Exactly same.
something like that.
Something like
okay. I'll stop it there. Anyway, so aviation. Sorry. Then you went on to become a consultant in aviation intelligence, or
Yes. So after decrypting their files, giving them the data, and when they called me, they actually they had an opening, so I applied there.
Yeah.
And like I was looking for this post for this agency for last 3 years.
Oh.
At that time they had an opening. I all applied there, and after 2 or 3 months they asked me for the interview, and I went and gave the interview, and they selected me.
That's nice.
I
So, what is aviation intelligence? It's what you said. before, like drone forensics?
And so basically, there are few agencies. What they do is they basically do the surveillance.
Okay.
Surveillance in the sense, basically, I'll say same surveillance using drones and data surveillance, like checking what all data you are. So, for example, these agencies come in role when some. So, if some agency, let's say police or some agency says I need help in this particular thing, like mobile forensics,
Yeah.
so they'll call them. So
Yeah.
these are the agencies who work with different departments who don't have these expertise and help them with this. So, like there is few forensics labs all around in India. In Hyderabad, there is one of the biggest forensics lab, and they are
Wow.
specialized in one particular, uh, basically expertise. Just one,
Intelligence.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
these is something like that.
So
Aviation
aviation
is like
intelligence
using drones. They are accumulating
data
different data which can be used now or
or
in
later.
future for some improvement.
Good. So you work for the DAE, Department of Atomic Energy, right?
Yes.
So I asked a few of my friends, what do you think of the Department of Energy? And they told me they didn't know that it even existed. So, and then I was like, tell me something about atomic energy. The first word they got into their heads is atom bomb.
Yes.
So, do you guys make atom bombs?
No, exactly. So basically, TIFR, I work as a scientific officer in TIFR, and TIFR is basically open university. It's an
Yeah.
open, it's an public university where you apply for PhD or integrated PhD.
Yeah.
And we usually do a fundamental research. It's
What is PhD?
PhD is doctorate of philosophy.
Okay.
PhD. And basically, what we do is fundamental research and the very basics, core physics research, not building some product.
Theoretical.
Theoretical as well as practical.
Practical.
So we have labs. We do these kind of research, interactions of different materials with different kind of lasers, interaction of other
Do you do anything with
atoms.
quantum physics?
Yes. So they have a department. I think
Yeah.
some of the professors are working on that, and TFR Mumbai have this quantum computer. So it's I think
Quantum computer.
yes.
They do?
So
IIT
they have,
Bombay?
no.
TFR.
TFR Mumbai.
Okay.
So it's a headquarter.
Okay.
TFR Mumbai is the headquarter of TFR,
Okay.
and that is the place where all things originated related to DAE. Even DAE originated from that place.
Okay.
These part like atomic energy or nuclear power plants or nuclear related any kind of research, no, not just a product or building a product or building a facility is under BRC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and AERB. So these are critical topics, confidential topics. So they all are given to these people.
Which people exactly?
BRC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center.
Bhabha Atomic Research Center is different from TFR, obviously.
It's a different from there, but these are all organizations comes under DAE.
Yeah. So you don't know how to make bombs?
No.
Not even a little? Okay. No. We won't try and make them. And what is it that is very unique about atom bomb is like you know only two things. Like if atom bomb, then it is like a huge explosion.
So it's mostly pressurized container. When you pressurize something, it
Pressurized. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
if you pressurize something, it builds the basically energy inside it.
Yeah.
It's keep expanding it to basically get out of this, and that creates a. So
Huge
it's
explosion.
similarly like when you, I don't know, it's a good example or not, but when you suddenly pop something,
Water balloon.
yes, but water balloon or balloon itself, it gives a sound.
Yeah.
It gives a impact of air. So
Yeah.
it's similar to that only. So when you
That's nice.
pressurize something, it explodes, and when it explodes, due to that explosion, there is a shock wave, and that shock wave creates the all the destruction.
Sure. Good. I have a few more questions.
Yeah.
So this is a question which you can skip, and that is, how far have we come in terms of atomic energy? Because I've done a little research last night again, and that is, there are countries which use nuclear energy for almost 60% of their energy comes from nuclear energy, right? In India, it is like 1.6.
No, so they have plants all over India.
Yeah.
Atomic energy plants. It's in one is in Kota. When I was in Kota, I've seen that there is a few all around the countries. You have it. If you
Yeah.
search on a Google, you'll get the list of all the plants they have.
Yeah.
It's and secondly, it's about the material, like whatever resources it used in these kind of things, and the first amount that is required to build this, set up this, the investment kind of investment, that is the problem. You want to build, and secondly, you need such a huge manpower. You need a lot of planning. So,
Yeah.
for example, if you see when you if you see a company releasing, let's say Airbus releasing an aircraft,
Yeah.
so it takes them 20 years to design it, to get it, or certifications and all these things. It takes 20 years to conceptualize till production.
All right.
Production
So-
ready. So it's similar to this. If you conceptualize one similar thing, some plant, then you have to plan it at least 10 to 15, 20 years. Even if you
That's a career, I guess.
yeah, so that's why no one is entering into these field like aircraft building.
Yeah.
That is very risky business. Like you have to conceptualize something that is technologically advanced 20 years ahead. So if you go 20 years, like in 2004,
20
okay,
years ago. Yeah.
20 years ago, what
Yeah.
was there? You didn't have a mobile phone. You didn't have even you didn't have a television. Some of them even you
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
didn't have
electricity.
television. Yeah, yeah.
Even some of the villages didn't have the electricity or other related technology, so like speakers, all these things, cameras. Not even digital cameras was accessible to
Yeah,
everyone.
Kodak. I remember that.
Correct.
Yeah, the real.
So uh, and the internet, that's
Wasn't
a
there.
very 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 far.
Yeah. Not in India.
So that's what, like at that time they had to imagine ki whatever we'll release on 2024 should have all the technological basically provisions.
Do you think Boeing does that? Like the amount of Airbus is putting into safety. Do you think Boeing puts? Because I always see.
See, if you ask okay, so if you look this way,
Yeah.
there are two aircraft, let's say Boeing and Airbus.
Okay.
If you ask a pilot which aircraft would you like to fly, or would you prefer to fly,
Yeah.
they'll give answer as Boeing.
Why?
Why? Because Airbus have the automation part very heavily automated. Like uh, most of the things the pilot didn't do it. Like it's automated,
Yeah.
and that restricts you to perform any actions that is against the rules of the code, or
Yeah.
that might create some issue with the aircraft. But in Boeing it is different. So it's like driving a automated vehicle is Airbus, and driving a manual car is Boeing. So what would you prefer? I'll prefer
Manual car.
manual, because that will give you the feeling of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And that's the
Like
reason.
you're in control.
Yes, so that is the reason behind people liking Boeing in terms of flying,
Yeah.
and people liking Airbus, not liking Airbus in terms of flying.
Yeah. But I've seen recently that Boeing 737 Max, not very recently, but it's been a long time. A few years ago, even very recently,
Yeah.
there are these 737 Maxes. They always keep crashing. Always. Not always in the sense, not every time they fly, but there are a lot of, like, any plane that crashes, in your mind, there is a thought, it might be a 737 Max. Yeah, it's again made by Boeing. And right now there's a case going on in the US, and that's why I asked
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
So basically, in that there was so many. If you have seen these videos where the Boeing CEO was in front of the Congress,
Yeah.
and he was explaining the issue, and they were asking the question. The main reason that came out was a technical fault,
Yeah.
and they have due to cost cutting, they have removed so many features.
Yeah.
And there was one story where news where we have heard that. They subcontracted the project technical work, and because of which there was no thorough rechecking of codes, rechecking of
Yeah.
softwares,
But
and because
Boeing
of
is in
which
a
it
lot of
happened.
trouble. It's
Yes,
in a lot of trouble.
this happens.
Yeah.
This is a typical thing for a company that builds, because if you rely on something, even if it happens, these kind of things happens, the company will go on, people will still buy that aircraft,
Yeah.
because you have 10,000 20,000 1 lakh pilots with the experience of flying Boeing. You can't suddenly say okay, we'll change every Boeing aircraft and replace it with some other aircraft,
Yeah.
because
Why is India not able to produce any aircraft like Airbus?
same reason, 20 years of planning.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. So I have another question, and that is also regarding nuclear energy, but not regarding nuclear energy. And that is, what energy is clean, cheap, besides nuclear energy?
So I think even nuclear energy is not clean because the wastage is very radioactive,
Radioactive. Okay.
and that is more uh, basically hazardous than any other waste. But yeah, and secondly, obviously solar and wind, but these setups cost more. And basically, if you utilize this setup for a long term, then it's okay. But for a short term, its initial investment is very high, and that's the issue. Um, and and uh, and there is environmental factors involved to accumulate or harvest these kind of energy. Like
Yeah.
wind energy, you can't every time you can't get that much of efficiency.
Yeah.
Solar energy, you just get 30 20 10% of efficiency, just 10 to 20% of efficiency.
So on an overall scale, like on a scale of 0 to 10, would you recommend nuclear energy or renewable energy like wind or solar?
Okay, so there is, if you have see, the nuclear energy doesn't depend on any environmental factors.
Yeah.
So if somewhere there is a need of energy that is continuous, and you can't accommodate any change of power, then you need this kind of setup. And if somewhere like remote villages or where change in energy, let's say if you're producing 100 gigawatt, if you start producing 70 gigawatt someday, then there should be a little bit problem, but not that your whole facility is going off. So in those situations, it depends on the situation to situation, and the location also matters.
Yeah.
The where you are setting these facilities. So yeah.
Yeah, because if it becomes a bomb, then
Yeah.
it's gonna destroy. You know, there was an incident in Japan once, and they cleared off the airport in 1 hour.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's talk about warfare.
Okay.
It's very simple but quick. Do you know anything about suicide drones? Like the
Yeah.
drone.
So
goes
these
and-
actually drones called kamikaze drones.
kamikaze drones. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the term they use for basically for suicide drones.
Yeah.
So you heard of these terms like UAV and drones.
Unmanned aerial vehicle.
And drones.
Okay.
Drones also have a full form. I forgot. It's a very, if you find the full form of drone, it's a device, aerial device, something.
Oh, okay.
So just like lasers,
Yeah.
laser.
Light
It's a short
ampli-
form. These are aberration. These are short form of
I think I
the
remember
devices.
laser one,
Yes.
but I don't know drone.
And yeah, so UAV is unmanned air vehicle where
Yeah.
you operate it from the ground.
True.
but you need an operational ground station
Yeah.
where a person is flying or holding a joystick. That's called UAV. But when you go for drones, drone means autonomous device, where you plot the mission path and ask the drone to fly to these location and perform these specific tasks. So
So
that's the difference between UAV and drone.
so whatever that is, like for example, if I'm flying a DJI drone, it's not actually a drone, but it's just a UAV.
No, it's basically combination of both, I'll say. So it also have a facility of performing the autonomous missions. So that's why it is called as drone. So drone
Okay.
is more advanced than UAV, I'll say.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we call it drones.
Yeah, we were actually talking about suicide drones.
Yeah. So kamikaze drones is like you program it,
Yeah.
give it a specific location, and it will go and crash into that.
Yeah, then everybody can make them, right?
Yes. As I said, all the things are open source available.
So
You
is
check
there,
on video YouTube, you will get thousands of videos. There are thousands of tutorials
is there a
to
way to
build
stop
this.
it?
No. And you can't stop it, and you should not stop
Can we
it.
not hack the controller or
No,
microcontroller
so
that's
there are
inside the
anti-drone systems, different type of anti-drone system, but the these anti-drone systems. So when a solution, see for drone manufacturer, or drone building person, anti-drone is the problem, and for person who is building anti-drone system, drone is a
It's
problem.
like police and thief.
Yes, so both are building their own mechanism to cope up with other mechanism. So if you find anti-drone system that jamming the drone GPS jamming,
Yeah.
then they'll drone guys are creating communities creating GPS that are interference free, that cannot be blocked.
Wow.
So they came up anti-drone system. The community came up with the solution to hack the RF signals, the communication signals.
Yeah.
So they came up with another solution to change the protocol, make it AES encrypted, give the encryption so that it cannot read the RF signals. So that's how, like, once they are building anti-drone system, within 6 months, a new drone and new technology come up with tackling that problem, and so it's to and fro. And actually, it is good because overall, if you see, both the technologies are developing.
They will develop.
And it's developing very fast.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, speaking of UAVs, okay, now this is totally maybe science or it may be science fiction, because recently there has been something in the US government which says UFOs are real. Now,
UFO,
like,
okay, yeah.
I don't know. I forgot the full form.
Unidentified flying object.
Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're saying that UFO is real.
Mhm.
So, do you think UFO is real, or do you know any of the parts in that technology?
See, I'm interested in all these topics. I usually check these topics on YouTube or any article if it's given, but
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Is India
it's
not
there.
working on any UFOs?
No. I don't think it's there. It's just someone sees something and
Call it drone. Sorry,
yeah,
call it
as
UFO.
a UFO.
Okay. So, well,
See, if I fly a drone into some village, they don't know about anything. Let's say if I start flying the similar drone 10 years in 2010, if I start flying the same drone which I'm flying today in some of the remote village, the people there will think that
it's a UFO.
it's something that is very irregular. We never saw something like that, and it might be something that is not
Manly.
manly.
Yeah.
So they'll report it to someone. At that time, some reporter will print it. Ki, haan, this is a UFO. Someone will put a video on YouTube in 2006, 7, 8,
Yeah.
saying that I've seen a UFO, a blurred image. So all these things.
Okay. So, there is no stopping drones. So, have you discovered any or invented any physical way of, a drone hitting a drone? Because
Yes, so there are few startups in India, even some of the IITs also initially, like in 2016-17, they started building these kind of solution where You can collide another drone into rogue drone.
One drone. Yeah.
And or one is this is the one of the solution. But what about if more than 100 drones come at a time?
We should send another 100 drones.
That's very difficult, because initializing all 100 drones within few seconds,
Yeah.
very difficult.
Very difficult. Okay.
Secondly, there is I've seen recently, I don't know which city, Hyderabad or somewhere, they were using initially also some of the like Dubai and all Saudi Arabia countries used these eagles
Eagles. So what are
to
these
catch
eagles?
the drones.
Eagles, like actual eagles,
Yes,
eagles.
actual eagles.
Okay.
So they used
I
to
thought it's a
train,
robotic
train-
eagle
no,
or
no, it's
something.
they used to train them
Yeah.
to catch the drones.
Yeah.
But that's also like not a very very robust solution. If you give
It's
these kind of
eagle.
solutions, they'll say, "हाँ, ठीक है, this is useful for some
Other
some
purposes.
purposes, like someday or somewhere,
Yeah.
but not as on a mass scale. Like it's you cannot keep 100 eagles at Air Force base or
maybe
army
1,000. Who
base.
knows?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. And you so it's basically operational cost and the setup of all these things is very complicated and difficult.
Yeah. So no, the reason why I'm saying that a drone on drone collision might be possible is because recently we've seen in Israel Gaza conflict. I'm not trying to get into any details, but Israel is using a very crazy technology. It's like a
So-
missile comes from there, and
If you look, Israel actually, there was a professor from Israel, I forgot his name. He was the founder of, basically, he's called a father of UAV.
wow.
So he was from Israel, and according to me, Israel is the most advanced country in terms of
Aviation.
aviation, not drones.
Drones,
Mostly
okay.
drones or related these small technologies,
Yeah.
these the warfare technologies.
Yeah.
They are very, 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 and that their products are highly robust.
Yeah.
So there is a company called Israel Aerospace Industry.
Yeah. So what these people did is they're trying to collide a missile with another missile, and they
correct.
have like a 94% success rate,
Yes.
which is like crazy because it's like colliding, almost colliding a bullet with another bullet.
So for them, it's possible because of the very small area coverage of the border.
That's true.
So if you
Israel's
see,
very small.
yeah, it's only I think few kilometers.
Yeah, few hundreds of kilometers.
Yeah. I don't think so hundreds. It's something like
You're talking
exactly-
about the border.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
border
borders-
maybe it is just a few kilometers.
Yes, a few kilometers are there. So it's very easy to set up. For India, it's almost 1,400, 1,500 kilometers,
Yeah,
2,100 or something like that.
Yeah, but who will attack India? Like maybe China.
Everything. Like
Yeah, China.
all
or
around, all borders are with the other countries.
other countries. Yeah, China is, I think, the
It's not about attacking. It's
Yeah.
about keeping yourself updated with the
latest technology.
Yes, to avoid any conflict in future or anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not about when something like this happens, we should start doing this. It should be like we should have all this technology developed within the country, so no one knows what you have exactly.
That's true because China
and what exactly technology these guys are using. So if we have something very proprietary, concrete, and developed within the country, hopefully fully 100% indigenous, not because in India 90% manufacturers related to drones or
Chinese?
Oh yes,
they get their all the
obviously
parts
you
from China,
can't, yes,
and then they have a plastic covering over it that says
correct,
"Make in
correct,
India."
correct. And
Wow.
all are doing this. You can't survive it as a company. You can't survive it here building your own, manufacturing your own component at this early stage. Later, like after 10 years, once you have a setup, once you have a revenue, you can start working on it. But as a startup, this is impossible to compete with something. So as a customer, let's say if someone is selling me a drone costing around 2 lakh rupees and someone is selling me a Chinese product फिर the same facility, same quality, even better quality actually.
Yeah. DJI is rocking the world right now.
In 40,000 or 30,000, I'll buy 30,000 that, because that is my money. I'll look at my perspective saying that whatever is cheaper, you'll buy that, obviously.
That's true.
But people say हाँ ठीक है, we'll buy Indians, but it's not possible. You will not spend 2 lakh rupees on that rather than spending 30,000.
Good. So, what is your take on AI? Because AI also seems to have crept into drone space.
Yeah, so AI basically what it is like there are two sub category of AI. One is ML, second is the neural network.
Yeah.
ML is machine learning. You feed some data, according to that model created, it will generate a predictive analysis.
Yeah.
So second is your neural network. Neural network is like keep on learning it, and it will give you an output depending on the decision making. It will make your its own
Decisions. Yes.
Okay. ML is like pre-model.
Yeah.
So we actually, this term came in market a few years back.
Yeah.
This is just
It's always there.
my personal view is just marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Yes, my personal view, because
Yeah.
we were using these methodology long back, like
Oh.
a 10-15 years. In which year it like discovered, or the first code was written. It was in 1970s,
1970s. Yeah.
60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And so let's say you don't know about AI or ML or neural network,
Yeah.
and you wrote a code saying that I kept 100 photos of 100 different people in a folder,
Yeah.
and wrote a code saying that check whenever I feed another photo, check with all these 100 photos. If anything found, just display that we found that.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. Matching photo.
So what is this as a whole? What is this? This is also machine learning kind of thing.
Yeah.
You are automating the process.
That's true.
And even now, if you say if you buy if you go to Amazon and look for fan,
Yeah.
it will show AI technology used in a fan, AI technology used in a bulb, AI technology used in these kind of things. So this is just 90% marketing.
Yeah, but there was no chat GPT back then. But now this chat GPT is like literally.
Yes, it's very good. It's very good.
It's a dream.
Yeah, so it's see, that time we didn't have that much of computing power. We have idea of building
You
this
mean
kind
GPU, graphics
of
processing?
GPU, not GPU in the sense storage power.
Yeah.
If now you have thousands of TV of data in a small pocket size
That's true.
drive, and when you go for and when you look for same storage
Yeah.
20 years back or 10 years back, it will be like 5 rooms.
Yeah, the first computer was also very
Not
big.
even first computer, let's say 15 years ago only.
Yeah, mainframes.
Yes, to 2T. You that time you might have got the 1 GB, 2 GB pen drives, but when you go for TBs, na, you have to buy a full stack of drives to
Hard
connect
disk
it with,
drives.
and that slows down your speed. So there are thousands of factors
Yeah.
involved in this.
Yeah. So it is the computing speed, because computing speed has increased
Yes.
from 2000
Correct,
to 2024. So
So
ChatGPT is made
if
available.
when you search something, it look into its database.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be very fast. To look into the database, search it, and give you the output.
Yeah.
So that is the only thing. Code at that time also, people have these ideas of building these kind of thing. It's just about processing powers, hardware capabilities, infrastructure,
Yeah.
initial investment.
Now
That time in 2010, it's impossible for a normal person to build a well, let's say a server room with 100,000 TB storage. Not possible
Not
because
possible.
that will electricity bill, other related stuff.
Yeah.
So these are
Right now, Bitcoin mining, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Bitcoin mining also takes in a lot of current or power. In other
Yeah,
words,
correct.
yeah,
Yeah. So
it
it's
is
like running it continuously on the
continuously running it. So this is the last topic, and I will leave you after this, and that is quantum computing. And do you know of any other advanced defense technologies that India is working on right now?
related to quantum.
Not related to quantum. Both of them are two
So
different topics.
currently, like India is more focusing toward building their own defense equipment. So let's say if you have some defense equipment, and there is a part which cost around basic cost. If I as a normal person, if I look, I'll say, "Ha, ठीक है, this plug is there. You can build plug here. It will cost you like 5,000 rupees, yeah, 4,400 rupees, something like that, some
Yeah.
amount, a very very low amount. But if it's gone bad, they have a pact with the different manufacturers around from where they have purchased, saying that you won't modify it, you won't change it, you won't do anything with that equipment. You have to call our service person, because the day you touched or changed anything with your own, we'll void the warranty.
Which means they're gonna format the entire thing. Format means delete everything.
No, let's say hardware equipment.
Okay.
Some hardware equipment. Let's say antenna is there.
Yeah.
If Indian defense, government buys a antenna, it's a specialized antenna.
Antenna. Okay.
Let's say it's antenna. I'm just taking an example.
Okay.
Antenna with a specialized setup. Now there is a plug, and it gone bad. The first thing you need to do is to call the service company, which is based out of USA or somewhere. They'll send their engineer. You have to bear the cost. You have to pay everything.
Yeah.
And that plug might cost around 10 lakh, 15 lakh, might 1 crore also.
Whoa.
ठीक है?
That's a very costly plug.
Yeah, this happens.
Oh wow.
I've seen, like,
Yeah, USA does
the basic power supply, if gone bad,
Mm.
and if you call the service, let's say equipment of 50 lakh rupees, and there is a power supply went bad, they'll charge you 10 lakh rupees for this,
Wow.
just
USA.
for the supply.
USA is definitely a great
Yes.
country for doing business. Definitely.
Yes, so because they have you already have a signed document saying that we'll call you only, we will not change it. If we change it, the warranty is void, and obviously
warranty is void. Okay.
and obviously as a person who is using it, I don't want this kind of thing, because at the end of the day, everyone will going to blame me, saying that you interfered with the system, and no one tried to innovate or change the things by themselves, because again they are scared of their superiors,
Yeah.
saying that if something goes wrong, because experiment means it might he might damage everything.
Yeah. That there is a chance of that.
So India in Ministry of Defense or government of India is trying to basically increase more startups to go into these fields, start building equipments that are there that they need or they procure from outside to reduce the dependence on
US and
other countries,
other
basically.
countries.
So at least if we can build 10% also, that is more than enough.
Wow.
10%, even 10%, just not the main component, not the main equipment, just the few components, or even the nut bolt of these equipments are very expensive. So if you can build that also,
Sounds like Apple.
and actually they are paying too much funding. They are boosting so many startups with the funding. If you have a solution, give them.
Yeah.
They'll boost. They are giving a lot of funding.
Yeah.
So government is more from last 3-4 years, they are totally focused toward building this,
Yeah.
and they have filled these field with
But
the
don't they
too much
have? But don't they have patents, like any defense patents? And if we are using their technology, they want us to pay,
don't use their technology. You build your own.
like from scratch.
Yes.
Oh.
So basically, let's say this mic is there. They want to build a defense grade mic that filters noise or everything. So they'll float a problem statement saying that solve these problems. There are challenges available online.
Yeah.
and they'll fund you up to 10 crore, up to 25 crore they are funding you.
Wow. Maybe I.
If your solution is very good.
Yeah, okay.
Like if they accept, so the final user will listen to your proposal presentation, they'll judge you, and then they'll decide ki okay, we see a feasible solution into your and start building it.
Yeah. So there are defense contractors in India as well.
Yes,
Private companies.
yes.
Okay.
So there is one company which actually manufactures in India but doesn't sell it through India. It sell it through USA.
Why is that?
Manufactures here,
Mm.
export it to USA, then sell it through USA.
Okay. It's like petrodollar. It's like you have to buy petrol using
And
dollars.
and this and he and that company builds one of the best. Their product is the best.
Wow.
You won't get the product with that specification anywhere in the world.
We have to destroy that company, I guess. Sorry.
Actually, we purchased something from them. So I looked at it, contact company, but I seen that it's written Mumbai. So I'm a Mumbai company, but I am not finding any place to buy it. Like it should somewhere
Yeah.
you should get the link, like on
That's
the
true.
website itself, or on the Amazon, or on the some
E-commerce website.
e-commerce website, but nothing. But I got a link from US saying that you have to buy it from US. I mailed them saying that I have to buy from India. They said no, I have to buy it from this link only.
Okay. So the price is like US price or Indian price? US
US
price.
price. That's the factor involved there.
It's nice. Okay, Mr. Gaurav Rajput. It is so nice to talk to you. You're very informative.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have a nice day. See you soon, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do whatever you want to. But don't forget to like for AJAY, who is sitting right beside the camera right now. Nice day. Bye.